If you guys like couples gaming channels, then click the link down below. We play Sims over there too, and we would love to see you there. Hey guys, it's Fantayzia, and welcome to a video where we're going to be talking about a bunch of things that are not in The Sims 4, and it makes no sense. So if that's confusing to you, just basically things that have never been added into The Sims 4 after over 5 years that you would think would be in the game. I've made videos kind of like this before, but this one I tried to write down a lot of things that I haven't talked about, even things that are very, very small that just are very mind-boggling to me. And I don't know, you would just expect them to be in the game so long ago, and almost is like weird that this is a life simulation game, but it's not there. Also, you guys, random clip that I'm throwing in here, don't know where, but I just want to let you guys know that the Sims 4 trailers that I usually play throughout these videos will not be playing in this video, because this is very just lengthy. It's going to be like the length of kind of like a podcast. We're just going to be talking, and you know, something where you guys can do other things while you listen. So there's not going to be trailers playing throughout, because they're just going to be looping and looping and looping for way too long. So just to let you guys know, that is why there's no Sims 4 trailers playing throughout this video. So this is not a complaining video. This is more of a discussion, because I feel like we need to talk about these things to improve the game. You know, like the community kind of has a big impact on the direction The Sims 4 goes into. There's a lot of things that we've said we wanted for so long, and then we eventually got. Like we were so strong about wanting toddlers, and for a long time we didn't even get toddlers. Who even knows, like, if they were even planned on doing them in the beginning. And then, you know, we were just pushing them. We wanted them so badly, so many people in the community. And then we got them out of nowhere, and they were amazing. So there's also been like so many other things that have just came gradually, because the community just pushed for them so hard. So we're going to be talking about a lot of things today, but first we're going to do our notification. A Fantacorn fam shoutout. So this one goes to Caring Brit 7 Cups, and she says, I have anxiety and I love watching your vids. Your voice is so soothing too. I became a Fantacorn by subbing to YouTube channel, if that counts. Hope you do a shout out for me. So thank you so much. You're so sweet. Your comment was so cute. You made me smile, and I have anxiety too, so I completely understand, and I'm really glad that you like watching my videos and that you find my voice soothing, because I know anything soothing can be very good for anxiety. Definitely for me, it definitely helps me out. So yeah, thank you so much for your love and support. Thank you for becoming a part of the Fantacorn fam. If you guys want a chance to be in a notification Fantacorn fam shout out, all you gotta do is comment down below on any video. You can comment anything you want, or you can comment some unicorn emojis and turn your notifications on. Okay, you guys, let's get into everything. So some of these things are like super basic, and the reason they are included because, you know, we're talking about things that don't make sense. Like, there's just things that it doesn't make any sense of why they're not in the game. So that's why I wrote them. And it kind of like, I don't know, it kind of looking back at the list, I was getting a little frustrated, I'm not gonna lie, because I was like, this is super weird. I never like to call the Sims 4 team lazy in any way, because I feel like they do work really hard, but I do feel like they've cut corners with a lot of things that shouldn't have happened. Like, there's just so many things that I feel like they thought they could cut corners with, and it wouldn't be a big deal, but in the end it is a big deal, because little things add up and they make that big difference in the game. I also want to point out that The Sims 4 is like apparently the best-selling Sims game, they've said many times, which can be very odd, but then when you think about it, I feel like as the years go on, more and more people start playing video games. You know, from like 20 years ago to now, there's like so many more people like interested in video games, so many people even discovering The Sims 4 today. And there's a lot of teenagers who started playing The Sims 4 that never played any of the other generations, 10, 11, 12-year-olds even, that, you know, just were too young to play the other generations, and to them The Sims 4 is great. But there's even like 20 to like, I don't know, like 50-year-olds older than that who just never really came across the Sims franchise until, you know, a few years back, maybe even this year, last year. So they just started with The Sims 4, so they don't really always see as many problems with it as like the long-term Sims players, or the players that maybe started with The Sims 4 but then decided to go back to the other Sims games, and they're like, wow, like, you know, there's a lot missing in The Sims 4 and a lot has changed, and it's almost like going backwards in a lot of ways. So there's a lot of things with The Sims 4 that I love. I play every single day. I do love it. Mods has definitely changed my game a lot. I will say that. I have like literally 30 mods or 30 or more mods in my game, to be honest. A lot. And it really helps my gameplay. You know, I think The Sims 4 Create a Sim is like just the whole way you create the Sims is the best. And, you know, I love the graphics the most out of any Sims game and stuff like that. There's a lot of great things with The Sims 4, but where it's lacking is depth and little details. We're rambling on, but I wanted to get that out of the way first. So, because I felt like it was important. So the first thing I wrote down, by the way, I literally have 3 pages. It's kind of crazy. So get ready for a rambly video. It's like we're doing a podcast or something. So the first thing is no alarm clocks. That may seem super weird, but it's literally the first thing that popped into my head. When I was thinking about things that I haven't really talked about before, I was like, okay, the simplest thing as an alarm clock. What? Like, why is there no alarm clocks? There's always been alarm clocks in The Sims, and for some reason, they just decided to cut it out of The Sims 4. And I feel like, again, that's like one of the things where they're like, oh, that's not really important, and just like cutting corners. And I feel like alarm clocks, even though it's a small thing, like being able to set the time for your Sim to wake up for work or school, and your Sim wakes up from it and they're like, wow, like they get grumpy, like in past Sims games, you know, they like have their little freak out, they're like moody in the morning. That's like character. I love that. It gives so much character to the Sims. Like now the Sims just get up and like most of the time they're fine unless their mood is low. But like in this, just, I don't know, when you have alarm clocks, the Sims wake up, like I feel like they just always get up grumpy because of it, because it like annoys them with the noise. And I just liked that. So the next thing kind of like goes kind of hand in hand with that. I mean, it's different, but it's still like a very basic thing. No house phones. So there's no, I know like nowadays, okay, everyone has cell phones. A lot of people have ditched the house phones, but there's a lot of people that do have house phones. Literally all my family members still have house phones. I don't have a house phone. Like me and my husband don't have a house phone in our house, but my mom has a house phone. My aunts have house phone. Like a lot of people still have house phones, okay? And I feel like we should be able to at least have the option. And I feel like it just, I don't know, I liked it. Like your house phone was ringing. Like, you know, you have your wall phone or like your phone sitting on your computer desk. I miss just placing a house phone on the computer desk for The Sims, on the wall, whatever. And I don't know, I like it. Maybe it's because like when I was growing up, everyone had house phones and I just think it's like weird. And I guess I think it's weird too because even though they're not like as common, they're still sold. A lot of people still have them. And I just like don't understand why they're not there since it's like a real life thing that people have in their houses. Not everyone, but you know what I mean. Okay, so the next thing I want to kind of explain as I talk about, because some of you guys may be like, yeah, but this is not in The Sims, so like, why would they have this if they don't have that? Okay, so taxis and school buses. So I know there's no cars in the game. However, I think it would be really nice if we had non-playable vehicles. Okay. Like I don't, you know how there's fake cars that drive by, right? So I don't know why there's not, or like just an option where our Sims like get into a non-playable car and just like drive off. I feel like that is doable without even having actual cars in the game. Like it would have been nice if The Sims 4 came like that. And I don't really know why it didn't, because I feel like if they couldn't give us cars, I don't know why there wasn't just a non-playable car of like an NPC that picks your Sim up. I feel like that is so much more realistic. If our Sims can't drive, then at least create some sort of animation where they're not just walking off the lot and disappearing. Do you get what I'm saying? Like it seems so not real life, and this is supposed to be a life simulation game, and it's just weird. Like I so miss when a school bus would come and pick the kids up for school, and like of course you couldn't like have your Sims drive a school bus. It was just like an NPC that came, picked the kids up, and just drove off. Very simple, like, you know, just kind of the same thing as the cars that drive by in The Sims 4, kind of that, but like have your Sim be able to like get into it, but like you can't interact with it. They just like automatically get into it, you know what I mean, and just like go to school. You know, like when you have your Sim, they have the interaction to go to school. The school bus just shows up, and instead of walking off and then just disappearing in the middle of nowhere, like they just get into the school bus and drive off to go to school. And like if your Sim, you know, if you're, oh, okay, another thing. So you know you can go to the map and like go somewhere. I wish you could like call a taxi, and you know, then click the lot you want to go to like usual. and then it brings you back to your house and you wait for your taxi and then you just go. You don't follow them. It's just like a loading screen. I think that'd be really, really cool, and just add a little more. So next thing, this is, of course, this is always mentioned. Yeah, no, I've said this before. No real babies. So, of course, I'm not even going to get into this. I mean, we all know there's no real babies in The Sims 4. But I was getting questions about what do you mean by babies or objects? So, if you're asking that, you most likely didn't play previous Sims games. So, before all the other Sims games, you could pick up your baby. They were a real Sim, and you could bring them around the house. You could go to the fridge and get them a bottle. You could put them down on a playmat. You could put them in like a baby swing. You could bathe them in the sink. All these things you could do with them just like you do with real babies. And then in The Sims 4, corners were cut and they're just objects stuck in the crib. If you go into the debug menu, they're in there as an object. You can literally pull a baby out as an object when your Sim hasn't even birthed them. So it's really weird. But yeah, that would be really great. Next thing is no grocery shopping. Even if it was just a rabbit hole, just like, you know, a lot where you could click and go grocery shopping, or if you do it on your phone or the computer, whatever the case may be, some sort of thing where you go grocery shopping, I would be happy with. Just because, again, that is like a very, just something you would expect in a simulation game. Anyways, a lot of these things that I wrote down, I didn't even necessarily write them down because they were in previous Sims games. A lot of these things are in previous Sims games, but the reason they're in previous Sims games is because in the past, no corners were cut and we were given all the things that you would expect in a game about life. You know what I mean? So this is not about wanting The Sims 2 again or something like that. You know, it's just about wanting the things that should just be there. Like, does it make sense? So I feel like in The Sims 2 and The Sims 3, we were just given all the things that should be there anyway. So yeah, keep that in mind. So yeah, grocery shopping, and then no strollers. So it was really great when we got toddlers and everything like that. Of course, the babies wouldn't be able to go in the strollers anyways unless they give us real babies, but I thought it was kind of weird that we never got strollers in the toddler stuff pack. I love the toddler stuff pack. Seriously, I didn't even really have any complaints about that, but now looking back, I'm like, strollers? Where are the strollers? Am I the only one who finds that super weird that, like, if you're at the park or you say you're bringing your toddler pretty much anywhere, your toddler just is like running behind you and you're literally going to lose your baby. You could be like way ahead of them and the toddler's just like chasing after you and you're in the middle of the sidewalk. Like, that does not happen. Like, because half the time, like, your Sims don't keep holding the baby or the toddler. They just like put them down. And I don't know, I just feel like a stroller would be so convenient because it would just be better. Like, your toddler's always with you. You're not going to lose them. To me, it just makes total sense. So that would be really great to get. I don't know if it's going to happen because I feel like, wouldn't they have given it to us either when they gave us toddlers or in the toddler stuff pack? I don't know. And then, like, I feel like another good chance for strollers was like in seasons, just because they did give us some more toddler things, but then it didn't happen. So I don't know, but I really want some strollers. Okay, so next thing is no like other small animals. Of course, we got the My First Stuff pack, which everyone rioted about. Like, everyone was so angry, which I completely understand. And like, yes, we got like hamsters. Okay, pretty much, like, let's be real, we only got hamsters. Yes, there is the option to change like the recolor or whatever, and you get like different things. You can get like a void critter pet and stuff like that, but they're all the same. They're just different recolors of the same thing. They all do the same thing. So technically we just got hamsters. And I mean, that's fun and all, I guess. I mean, I never use them. I literally never use hamsters. Like birds, turtles, snakes, bunnies, reptiles in general. I miss birds. I haven't missed birds for like a long time until recently. I don't know why, but like lately I've just been thinking like I want a parrot in my Sims house. Is that weird? Like, I want that. I want my Sims to be able to have a bird or a turtle. I had turtles while I was a teenager and I loved my turtles. So I just want my Sims to have turtles and little bunnies. Like, why do we not have the small pets? I completely understand the horse thing. I mean, I definitely want horses. I think like a lot of people would be like super excited to get horses, but I'm not someone who's gonna be like, really angry about horses since it is closed world. Like, I get it. The Sims 2 didn't have horses either. The only Sims game that had horses was The Sims 3, and that was open world. So, like, I understand that part, but what I don't understand is the small animals. That's kind of weird to me. Like, again, I just feel like it was this cutting corners thing. Like, oh, we don't need to do that as long as they have cats and dogs. Like, I don't get it. Like, I don't know why we were just, like, given 2 pets, and, like, in real life, there's so many pets you can have when it comes to small animals. I just, like, I don't know, I can't wrap my head around it. But the next thing is no newspaper. So this is another thing that I feel like they took out because, like, I guess newspapers aren't that much of a thing nowadays. But then at the same point, I mean, okay, a lot of you guys live in different places of the world, but I'm in Canada and it is very normal still to have a newspaper. Yeah, sure, it's not like, as big as it was before because now we have computers and all these things, but like, still, there's newspapers. My dad always had a newspaper. Like, there's newspapers places, you go out. I see like the stands with the newspapers on them, stuff like that. Like, there is still newspapers. It's not like they're not made anymore. You know what I mean? And I loved when a little child would come and bring a newspaper to your house. So freaking cute. Like, it was just another thing that would happen in the morning in your game. The newspaper would be delivered and you could read it. Your Sims could, I think they could do like crosswords on it. They could read it. They could look for a new job. A couple things they could do on it. It's like another thing that our Sims can interact with, and another way our Sims can look for a job, a little game they can play and get their fun up. I don't know. I thought it was nice. Next thing, I know this is probably not included because we don't technically have like cars and stuff in the game yet, but like I said about the taxis and school buses, non-playable vehicles, then I feel like this could be a thing. Ice cream trucks and food trucks. I feel like if it's just like, even if it doesn't drive around, just like an ice cream truck is sitting somewhere, a food truck sitting somewhere on a lot, I think that would be really cool. That would be really cool. I miss ice cream trucks really bad, like for the kids in the summer. I thought it was really adorable. And then food trucks are always great. Your Sim's like out and about, and then there's just like a food truck at the side of like a bar that they're at or something. Or maybe not a bar because then there's food at the bar, but just somewhere where there's like no food around, I think that'd be so cool. And you can get like tacos, hot dogs, stuff like that. But yeah. And then the next thing is there's no favorites or zodiac signs, or honestly just like more personality things in creatism in general. I think that would be really beneficial to have for Sims being different than one another. Right now, the only way we can make Sims different from each other is literally just traits, and I feel like it doesn't do enough. Like, yes, different traits will do different things. Some Sims will like to cook more, stuff like that, but I feel like overall Sims are just way too alike, and I think that's a big problem with The Sims 4 is Sims are just way too alike. Also, not enough like trait slots. I don't understand why that's not. I don't know why we haven't gotten an update that ups it to like 5 traits. It's super confusing to me because I've heard that complained a lot. I'm actually confused why they decided to go with 3 traits. I think it's because of the like emotions, because now our Sims can feel emotions. I honestly think that's why they cut back on the traits, and I feel like that doesn't make any sense at all. Like, it's sometimes really difficult to like pick only 3 traits for my Sims, and then I have to use cheats to like add in more, and like, I don't know, 3. Like, real life people are so... They just have so much to them, and I don't know how like we're supposed to create our Sim self, for example, and only give them 3 traits. Like, I need at least 5, at least 5. Come on. And then next thing is no memory system / like statistics. I would love to be able to see how many times my Sims have done certain things, even silly things like how many times have my Sims woohooed or kissed someone. And then like memories, just little memories, when they had their first child, when they had their first kiss, when they got married, when they got their first job, this and that. I think that would be just super great to look back at, and just, I don't know, it would just create more for us. It would make us more attached to our Sims, I feel like. Next thing is there's no attraction system. I have talked about this before, but Sims can literally be into anyone. If you just have them keep like flirting, then nothing's stopping your Sims. Like, Sims have no taste. They have no preference. They have no nothing. You can make any Sim like another Sim, no matter what their personality is, what they look like, no matter what, just anything. It doesn't even matter. You can even make a Sim be like, any Sim can be gay, they can be straight, they can be bisexual, they can be pansexual. You can literally do whatever you want. Like, which is nice, but at the same point, I kind of would love if there was like kind of, I don't know how they would do it, but I feel like this in Sims games before, where it was like a hidden trait. Like, let's say for example, a Sim is lesbian, and it was like a hidden trait where like they were attracted to females, and you kind of figure that out as you play along. I think that'd be so cool. So I would love that. And then of course, like if you don't want that for your Sim, maybe there's like a cheat where you can like change it. Like if you type in the testing cheats enabled, you can like pick who they're attracted to, but like, you know, by default, it's just like a hidden trait and it's like random, and you kind of figure out like, so say like your Sim is attracted to females, but you keep having like trying to get them with males, and they keep just not being into it. They're getting like X signs and all this stuff, and you can't figure out why, no matter what guy you try to get them to flirt with and stuff like that. And then you're like, okay, let's try some girls, and then they're like into them more. I think that'd be so freaking cool. But yeah, and then just like, you know, kind of attraction system, like what they're into. Like maybe your Sim likes the blondes, and then they walk by a blonde and they get little hearts, or they like take a second look at them, you get a little notification that like they're attracted to each other, and you get little like lightning bolts beside their name in the relationship panel, stuff like that. They can make it work totally different in the Sims 4 than previous Sims games, but I just think it would be awesome. So next thing is, okay, I kind of touched on this, but like nothing to make Sims truly different from one another. Like, you know, in Create a Sim, being able to customize more things. Like, are they active? Are they lazy? Are they nice? Are they mean? And just like, obviously you can choose if your Sim's mean, but that's not what I mean. Like having like a separate thing from the traits where you, okay, it was in The Sims 2, and I definitely would prefer if it was upgraded, because I do feel like there could have been even more to it. Obviously, The Sims 2 is really old, so again, I don't want it to be like The Sims 2. Just like an option where you have this like, I don't know, like personality thing where you like pick their zodiac sign, you put their favorites and stuff like that, and then you have like a certain amount of things you can, okay, so there's like a bar. And one side of the bar says active, the other side of the bar says lazy. And then you can click how much it's filled up. So if it's in the middle, they're like in between active and lazy, or it's like they're more active or they're more lazy. You know what I mean? Do you get what I'm trying to explain here? I wish they had something like that. I think that would be so cool. And that would kind of like impact, you know, how much your Sim like tries to go and be active and take jogs, or like how much they're sitting on the couch, for example. So I think that'd be really great. Now, next things is kind of like outdoor activities. The next 3 things, actually 2 of them are like more specifically for kids, actually 3 of them. So no hopscotch. Hopscotch is like such a classic. Like, where is the hopscotch? Where, like, why can't they click on the ground and just like play hopscotch, and then they just like make a little hopscotch thing? That'd be so much fun. And then no jump rope, same thing. Like, just things to do outside. Like, those are just 2 examples, but literally just like, you guys could probably think of way more, just things that you could do right on the spot. You know, they just pull it out of their inventory, like a little hacky sack, or like a random baseball that they can just like throw up and down and catch, like, I don't know, things like that. And then, okay, the next thing is slides, like for the playground, and then also pool slides. I'm really surprised we didn't get pool slides yet. I thought that was going to come with seasons. We have toddler slides, which is really weird. But then there's no like big slides for the kiddos, and like, I don't know, like what? I guess there's that thing that comes with the whole giant play thing, the pirate ship or whatever. I don't know, but like, I just want like a classic slide. And then pool slides for sure. That was like my favorite pool activity, was the slides. I thought that was so fun. Next thing is no burglars. I've talked about this before too. I don't know if burglars are going to make a comeback at this point. It'd be really, really cool if they do. But I would love to see more things that are just unexpected in the game happening, and burglars would be a great way to do that. And then no firemen. When your Sims has a fire, it's very unrealistic, especially when it's spreading and spreading, that no firemen come. I don't get that. Like, I don't know if it's because like we don't have cars, and you know, a fire truck would have to drive up. I don't know if that's why, I'm going to be honest. Like, maybe that's why they're holding back. But again, if they could do non-playable vehicles and just have that fire truck drive up the same way cars drive by your house, that could be a thing. Next thing is animal shelters. So you can adopt pets, of course, but you got to do it through the phone or the computer. And I would love to go and visit an animal shelter. Oh my God. I totally agree with not having like pet shops in The Sims anymore, but animal shelters, I would love to have my Sims go to a shelter and pick a pet like that and be able to like bond with them at the shelter and like see which one they're drawn to. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. And again, that's just like the whole realism thing. I would love to see that. I'm actually surprised there's not a mod out for that. I think that'd be so freaking cool. So next thing is vending machines. Okay. But guys, let me rant for a second. I thought vending machines was going to come with Discover University, and when it did not, I was so surprised. And that was one of the only things that I was seriously so disappointed in. I was like, what? That was the perfect opportunity to give us vending machines. Why wouldn't you do that? Especially because like we have the get to work little fridges, right? So it's not like we don't have that function in game. I like can't wrap my mind around why there's no vending machines. Like, I feel like there's vending machines like everywhere. Is this just me? Like, I mean, I feel like they used to be even more common, but like literally you go to a hotel, there's vending machines. Sometimes I literally see a vending machine in like some Walmarts. Like there's vending machines, like it's a thing. Like I'm sorry. I'm not even trying to rant here, but like, like I just don't get that part. Like, I remember before, like, I would mention how we don't have vending machines and I don't get it. And some people would say, we do have vending machines from Get to Work. And I'm like, that's not a vending machine. It's a fridge with pre-made food in it. It's different. Like, where is the vending machines where there's like, you put your little, how much money, I guess in The Sims, they'd put little coins in or something. I mean, it'd be simoleons, but, and then chocolate comes out, like, vending machines that give you chocolate, candy, soda, chips, like a bag of chips. Those type of vending machines, the ones that are like super common. I don't understand. It's super weird to me. Discover University would have been the perfect place to put it in. Actually, I think it came with the Sims 3 University. So the reason it wasn't put in the Sims 4 Discover University kind of scares me in a way. I mean, not that it's the biggest deal, but it makes me think they're never coming. And it may seem stupid to want something like that so much, but to me, like, vending machines could complete some community lots. Like, it just makes them feel more like a public lot sometimes, depending on what you're building, if there's a vending machine there. I don't know. I think it'd be great. So sad day. So next thing is realistic shopping. In The Sims 4, I feel like they switched the way you do shopping so much. Like we get, you can make your own store and stuff like that with Get to Work, but it's really weird to me. Like I've never really liked it very much. That's why I never play with it anymore. I love the pack itself. Like I love the Get to Work pack for like the careers, the active careers where you can go and be a doctor with your sim. I'm talking too fast. The way they did the stores, I don't know about it, you guys. I find myself never wanting to go back to it. It's just, I feel like in the past I would be so addicted to the pack that allows us to have like our own store and stuff, and then it was just different in The Sims 4. I don't know, it's just not the same. To me, they tried to like, I don't know if they tried to modernize it too much or something, but like the way how like you can't even cash out the way you would in real life, like they did a tablet. And to me, that's like trying to modernize it, which like, okay, I get it, but like some places in the world, do you seriously have like a tablet to check out? Like, I don't understand, because every store here, we either have like normal checkout where you line up and you check out, or there's self checkout where you're still like going and like putting all your stuff through. You know what I mean? But there's always still like both options. I've never been in a place where there's only self-checkout. There's still always the option where you go up, get in line, and like the cashier scans your stuff. Like that's in every single store here. Isn't it just like that? Like, I don't know why they did the whole tablet thing where you click on the person with the tablet and check out. I want my Sims to like have a little basket or a cart and like buy the stuff they need and then like get in line. And like if the cashier's taking too long, they don't have very well training, the Sims are like yelling and stuff like that, they may lose some business. That's so cool. Like, where is that? That is so much better to me. Unlike the clothing stores, there's no clothing racks, so your Sims can't actually like look through the clothes and like figure out what they want. It'd be cool if there was like changing rooms and your Sims could like go try on clothes, come out, look in the mirror, see if they like it. We can't do any of that. I feel like clothing shopping is like so lame in The Sims 4 that like I don't find any point in doing it. So like I'd rather just have my Sim get new clothes and create a Sim. You know what I mean? Whereas like in other Sims games, like it was fun to go shopping for my Sims to get new clothes, even though like I could just do it in the mirror. But like it was more fun to go. Actually, in The Sims 2, I think you had to go buy clothes, which again, I feel like the makers of The Sims 2 were actually trying to make a life game. And then things kind of just changed. Like they were actually thinking of real life when making the game. And then in The Sims 4, it kind of turned into this fantasy life, which is good in some ways because you don't want things to be too real to the point where like you're just reminded of things. It's, you know, like you want to escape when you play The Sims, but things that are not sad in life, like grocery shopping, clothing shopping, all that stuff, it was just like cut away from us and like, I don't know. It's just very odd. Anyways, I'm going on a whole thing about that. So let's go to the next thing. This is totally like a different type of topic. This one is literally simply just can't place down our own lots. So when I say lots, I don't mean like getting a lot from the gallery. I mean like, you know how we have like a certain number of 30 by 20 lots and stuff like that. We can't grab our own 30 by 20 lot and place it where we want. So the worlds are like already pre-set up for us, and it kind of sucks that we can't like move where the 30 by 20 lot is or add another one or like take away a 50 by 50 lot and put a different size. So that customization where we felt like we could actually customize our world to the fullest is kind of taken away too, and I think that kind of sucks. And no base worlds. I know we don't have creative worlds and I feel like that can be very complicated, but I think something that would make a lot of players really happy is giving them like base worlds. We've had it before, so it's been done, where you have a bunch of different blank worlds to choose from, and you can just load up a blank world and then you can place down the lot sizes you want. I think that would be really great for players, and I feel like this is The Sims 4 and it's 2020. I just feel like something like that should be there for us to like customize things the way we want to and stuff like that, and have like a world layout that we want, even if they're similar to like Willow Creek and Oasis Springs, but like different variations of it. Do you get what I'm saying? So the next thing has to do with like seasons type stuff. So better Santa. I know that it's like Father Winter in The Sims 4, and like I get it in some ways because of course not everyone celebrates Christmas. There's Hanukkah, and like a lot of people celebrate different holidays. So I get that. But it would be nice to actually get more things for what everyone celebrates. So just because if they give us more Santa stuff, they could also give us more things that other people do for the holidays. Like, I know sometimes they're afraid of doing things because like other people, different religions and stuff may do different things. But that's okay. Like there is some things in the game that are for like everyone. Like, you know, we have things that are like Christmas, we have things that are like Hanukkah, all this stuff. But I feel like there's not enough. I feel like we need like an update or something to give us more stuff for the different holidays people celebrate. But I am going to be talking about, you know, like like Santa and stuff like that, because like that's what I celebrate. So when I say these things, don't think like, oh, like she just wants stuff for what she celebrates. It's more so like that's what I'm familiar with. So take this in a way of like, you know, I want to see this, but then I would also love to see the same amount of stuff for whatever you guys celebrate. Do you get what I'm saying? I just wrote down the stuff I'm familiar with. So like better Santa example, even if it's still called Father Winter, that's fine. Making Santa cookies, being able to just leave cookies for Santa. And if your Sims don't celebrate that, something else for them to do. Like have there be like, you know, you can make Christmas cookies, but then you can also make other things, you know, depending on other holidays. And then another thing with the whole Christmas is coming down, like Santa coming down the fireplace. That would be so cute for the kids. Like instead of him just showing up, like, I don't know, I feel like it'd be so cute if you have a fireplace in your Sim's house, they like come down. And it would be cool if Santa comes when all the kids are sleeping and work in a more just way that you would expect. You know, everyone's asleep in the house. Then Father Winter comes and eats the cookies that you left him. And just, yeah, comes down the fireplace or comes in the house if there's no fireplace, whatever the case may be. I think that'd be super duper cool. And then along with that, going with like holiday activities. So again, this has to do with things that I celebrate. So again, if you celebrate something else, then whatever you celebrate, whatever you do, I would like that to be added as well. Of course, we're just talking about things that I have personally celebrated, so I'm familiar with them. So make a gingerbread house, like things that you could do around the holidays, like make different foods that your Sims enjoy around the holidays, and having it be like a little family activity, like everyone can sit and make the gingerbread house. And then for like Easter, decorate the eggs. Like we can already do like a little egg hunt. So I wish we could decorate the eggs. Like, oh, that would be so cute. Decorate Easter eggs. Oh my goodness, that'd be adorable. Okay, and then trick-or-treating, you guys. Okay. Why do trick-or-treaters only knock on the door? Why can't the kids go trick-or-treating? Like your kids in your household. That was another thing that I feel like was like cutting corners. And I know that was one thing that a lot of people were disappointed in, and I don't understand. I don't understand why our Sims can't go trick-or-treating, but NPC Sims can knock on the door and ask our Sims for candy. Like, why isn't it both ways? Like, why can't we walk around? And again, I feel like it's because of the closed world thing, and they don't have open neighborhoods. So it would have been cool if like when the Halloween like day is going on in the Sims, somehow the neighborhood unlocks and your Sim could go around and like knock on all the doors without a loading screen. Or because your Sims doesn't even have to go into the house. So how come they can't just knock on the door and click trick or treat? And then the Sim just comes out and gives them candy. And it could be something that like only unlocks on Halloween day, you know? That would be so great. I don't know. I was really thrown off when there was no trick or treating for our Sims to do. Cause like I just thought there would be. That was like really weird for me. But yeah, there's that. So the next thing is when your Sim's pregnant and they go into labor, there's no water breaking. So in the past, people have told me that the Sims water does break, because I've mentioned it before, like in videos when, like in my Let's Plays, when I'm like, how come the water doesn't break anymore? I've said that like quite a while back, and then people would say that it does, and I'm like, are you sure? Because it's never happened to me. And then when I started talking about it more, then I remember a lot of people were like, no, it doesn't break. They might be using a mod or something, but my Sims water never breaks. That doesn't happen. You know, so that doesn't happen, which I wish did. And then the next thing is our Sims not having like wants and fears. I feel like it'd be really, really cool if, especially fears, because I mean, I guess our Sims do technically get like wants, but it's different. It's just different. It's not the way I'm imagining it, where they have like a little bar thing and it has like 3 wants and then 3 fears underneath. That would be really great. But I mean, I guess we technically have like some things they want to do that you can have them do, but the fears, like it would be really cool if there was things that your Sims are like scared of happening to them, and then if it does happen to them, it like really negatively affects them, and you kind of have to like work with your Sim to get them through that. I think that would be cool. Next thing is cutscenes. Now, you probably only want this if you've been playing since The Sims 2, or if you went back to The Sims 2 if you started playing later. Sims 2 cutscenes, everything. They were everything. If your Sims had a good moment, like when your Sims would have a baby, there would be a cutscene where it would look like a little movie and you just sat there and watched. Like it was so cool. And like it would just show your first moments of the mother holding the baby, and then when your Sim had their first kiss, it would go into a cutscene, look like a little movie. It basically looked like a Sims machinima that you're watching for a second. It's like suddenly your Sims game turned into a Sims machinima, and you couldn't do anything. You just had to wait and you'd watch. And when your Sim would go off to college, there'd be this little like moving truck would drive up, and then your Sims would have their suitcase, and they'd be standing with their parents, and then their parents would start crying, and it was like a little movie little clip you got to watch, and they'd walk off into the dorm and stuff like that. Oh my god, I miss that so much. Again, it would just add to that connection that you would feel with the family. So that would be really amazing. Next thing is teens sneaking out. I think it would be so cool if the teens, well, it would be cool if they just had more things to do in general, but it'd be really cool if they could sneak out, they could get caught, the cops could bring them home, all of this fun stuff, just drama things that Sims should get into as teenagers and like have like learning lessons and stuff like that. More things they can get grounded for, because with The Sims 4 Parenthood, you can get grounded. So I wish there was more things they could do to get grounded. So yeah, next thing has to do with toddlers, and that's teach to walk. I hear a lot of people talk about this, and it's definitely a good point. We can't teach our toddlers to walk anymore. They just walk right away, and they slowly get their movement skill up and they slowly can walk better, but they can walk since the beginning. I don't get that. Like, why aren't they crawling first? Why are we not like physically teaching them how to walk? You know, like walk to our sim. And then when they actually make it to our sim, it's like this big thing. They pick them up and they're like, yay, that'd be so freaking cute. Okay, next thing also is to do with the younger kiddos. So this is to basically just be able to have the kids jump on the bed. Such a simple interaction that I feel like is great. So we also don't have trampolines. I didn't put that on the list, but I mean, yeah, that'd be great too. But just jumping on the bed, like when your little kid is bored, they just jump on the bed. How fun. Next thing may seem kind of stupid, but I enjoy the little things. When your kid and teenager would come home from school in the past, they had homework in their hand and they would place it down on the floor, in the room, on the desk, wherever they could place it down. And I don't know, I just liked that. I don't know why, but now they come home, their homework's just in their inventory every day. It just kind of, to me, it's like cutting corners again. I don't know. Like, because they never like bring home a new set of homework. It just kind of like refreshes itself. And then you just have to do your homework again every day. I want them to like come home with a new booklet of homework every day and place it on their desk or something. I don't know. I love things like that. And then the very last thing is for kids as well. And this is just play tag. Just things, it doesn't even have to be play tag. Just things like two kids can do with each other outside without needing any items. So like I don't want to always have to place down things like playground equipment and stuff like that. Like it'd be nice if you could just like click on another kid and click like play tag or play cops and robbers. I used to okay. If you're younger and you're watching this, comment down below. Does anyone still play cops and robbers? Is it called something else? I swear. Oh my gosh, wait. Someone tweeted recently that their kid came home from school and like we're talking about playing this certain game that was basically cops and robbers, but it's a different name. So, if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, cops and robbers is when there's a cop and then there's robbers. And then like say you have like a group of friends, you know, one's the cop and then there's robbers. And so the kid that's the cop got to catch the robbers. So as soon as they like tag them, do you get what I'm saying? Sorry if I'm not explaining that very well, but that was cops and robbers. I don't know if there is like other variations of it or what, but that's what I played when I was little. I'm sure there's other names for it. I'm sure some kids call it something else. But yeah, so there's my list of things. There's probably even more things, but like I said, this is literally like a podcast. I swear, like we're almost here for like an hour. At least that's what it's like, over 40 minutes right now. I don't know what it'll be after I edit it, but probably a similar length. So if you guys made it to the end, then comment down below what other things you would love to see in The Sims 4 and things you've thought of that you don't understand why they aren't in The Sims 4. If you guys played The Sims 4 as your very first Sims game, comment down below if you still notice things that are not there that you feel like should be, or do you feel like totally different than the players who have been playing since The Sims 1 or The Sims 2. Let me know, and if you have not played any other Sims game, I highly recommend The Sims 2. If you guys, sometimes I get questions like, which other Sims game should I play? You know, because buying all of them can be quite spendy. I definitely recommend The Sims 2. They did give The Sims 2 away for free on Origin, the full collection, but I believe that was if you owned one or more Sims game on your Origin account, and they don't do it anymore. I don't know if they will give it to you if you contact Origin support. I know a lot of people have done that and they've given it to them. So I'm not sure if they still will do that. But of course, there's places that you can get it online. The full collection, there's probably good sales. I don't really know. But that's the one I would recommend 100%. The Sims 2 full collection. Because that's just the pack that has every pack in it. All the expansion packs, all the stuff packs just in one pack. And it's amazing. You don't even need mods. You don't even need custom content. It's so good. But there is mods and custom content if you want that. But anyways, guys, I'm going to wrap this up here. Comment down below what you really agree with and more things you would add to this. And yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys are all having an amazing, amazing day. And don't forget to leave some positivity down below. I love you guys all so, so much. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.
You gotta listen up, listen up. There's not a thing that I can't get from you. Boy, I don't need that much, need that much.